Alright everyone, it is that time of the year, and by that I mean it is the end of the year. We are about to start 2018, so you know what that means? I'm gonna list my top 10 movies of 2017. Now keep in mind, I didn't see every single movie ever made this year, so I was only able to see a few movies because, well, college student on college budget. But hey, I think this movie list is really good, and my top 10 may not be the same as your top 10. So if you have a different opinion, go make your own. So anyways, let's start this top 10 list with number 10. Number 10. The Lego Batman movie. So, people who know me know that my favorite DC character is Batman. I really like the Lego movie. It was really cool and creative, and when I heard there was going to be a Lego Batman movie, I was a little worried because, yeah, you have those side characters that are usually funny, but can they hold a movie? Well, obviously, Batman can hold a movie, and it was a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be. In fact, I think it's one of the best Batman movies I've ever seen. Obviously it's not going to be better than The Dark Knight, but I really liked it, and it really gets the character of Batman and his relationship with the Joker better than probably any movie. Number 9. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Now, a lot of people were kind of disappointed with this movie because it wasn't as good as the first one, and it never was going to be. It wasn't the fresh new movie that the first one was, but this movie had a lot of laughs. Specifically, the character of Yondu was really good. In fact, he added a lot of heart to the movie, and I would rank it just outside of the top 10 of all the MCU movies, but it was still a good movie. Number 8. Coming in at number 8, Thor Ragnarok. In all the movies in the Marvel lineup, the Thor films are generally the weaker of them, but that changed with Thor Ragnarok. Now, this movie was a straight-up comedy. In fact, I think it's also one of the best Hulk movies as well. This movie had me laughing all the way through. In fact, there were a ton of great moments. Now, there were times where the jokes could get in the way of what could have been serious moments, but hey, this was a really funny movie. It was a really good movie, and better than the first two Thor movies. Number 7. Coming in at number 7, probably the best movie soundtrack I have heard in quite some time, and that is Baby Driver. Now, Edgar Wright is a really good director, and I like a lot of his stuff. I really like Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, so I came into Baby Driver really excited for the movie, and it really delivered. There were a lot of good moments, and the character of Baby was also a really good character. This movie would have been higher on my list, but, you know, some stuff came out with Kevin Spacey, and, well, I kind of like the movie a little bit less. I know it has nothing to do with the movie itself, but, hey, things change. Number 6. I actually did a review for this movie early in the year, and that is It. Now, I'm not exactly the biggest Stephen King fan, but I was really excited for this movie. I wanted to see what all would happen, and I was really interested in the character of Pennywise because the Tim Curry version, as good as Tim Curry is, that movie and his character were a little campy, and it also had some genuinely creepy moments in the movie. I know some of the CGI is a little bit weaker, but overall, this was a great movie and definitely one of my favorites of the year. Number 5. Coming in at number 5. Now, like most people my age, My first character that I grew up with, my first superhero that I loved was Spider-Man. And after the first two series of films, you'd think it would get tiring seeing a new Spider-Man, but no, this is one of, if not the best Spider-Man movie. I would put it right up there with Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man Homecoming is such a good movie, great memorable villain. In fact, it has my favorite movie moment of the year with, spoiler alert, Peter getting crushed by the rubble, but him remembering Tony's words and picking it all up. That was a moment straight out of the comics. And plus, Tom Holland is easily the best Spider-Man. Number 4. Coming in at number 4. So, the original Blade Runner is sacred among most people who enjoy movies, myself included. So when I heard that they were going to make another Blade Runner movie, I thought it was just going to be a cash in because of the name Blade Runner. I thought that they were only making it so they can make more money. But no, this movie is so good, I would put it right up there with the original Blade Runner. Ryan Gosling gives a great performance. The cinematography in this film is absolutely breathtaking. Number 3. Number 3, War for the Planet of the Apes. Now, I am a huge fan of the first 2 Planet of the Apes movies in this trilogy, and to see such a satisfying conclusion to this trilogy really makes me happy. Caesar is one of my favorite characters of the decade, and plus the CGI on those apes is so good, and the performances by all of the apes are just insane to see how, it's just insane to see how I can care so much about these apes. Number 2. So with number 1 and number 2, I had a little bit of debate, but I couldn't replace my number 1. So number 2, I know a lot of people are surprised by how this movie went. And I know there are a lot of people disappointed by this movie, but I myself absolutely love this movie and the new directions that they took the franchise, and that is Star Wars: The Last Jedi. The cinematography and a whole bunch of the scenery in the film just looked great. When they were in that room of Emperor Snoke's, the choreography for the fight scenes was just absolutely amazing, and this might be Mark Hamill's best performance as Luke Skywalker. I would put it right up there with The Last Jedi as the best version of Luke. I know a lot of people were upset with how things went with certain characters, but I personally enjoyed it. Number 1. The thing about this movie is, every time I saw a movie this year, I would say, was it better than this? And the answer ever since March was no movie is better than this movie. And I am, of course, talking about Logan. This is the Wolverine that I have always wanted to see, where he is straight up killing people, which I don't approve of killing people, but Wolverine doing it in fiction, that is awesome. Plus, it's more than just a comic book movie. It's a movie about mortality and inner struggle. The performances of Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman giving his best performance as Wolverine yet. If none of these actors or anything about this movie isn't nominated for some sort of category in the Oscars, it is rigged. So those were my top 10 favorite movies of 2017. What were some of your favorites of the year? Let me know. And if you have a different opinion, tell me how you really feel. This is Lucas Goad. Bye-bye.